Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Patra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest trends from the day's trade, starting from the benchmark index moves to sectoral action, and we'll focus on several stocks that are buzzing the most in trade. We'll get you expert views to find out where exactly are opportunities emerging for you as equity investors. But first up, a quick check as to how the benchmark indices, the Sensex and the Nifty, are moving in trade right now. Drifting towards the lower point of the day, you can see the Nifty now down by 100 odd points, so a half a percent decline for this one. The Sensex down by similar breadth at 366 points down right now at 65,176. So what's really creating the pressure? We can actually see, now the Nifty Next 50 also index are slipping into the red zone. The banks and the financial space, that's under pressure. The IT stocks are not doing too well to support the markets at this point in time. The mid and the small caps are still in the green, and that's a bit of a breather at this point in time. So, but you can see the IT index that's down by 0.35% at this point in time. The mid cap 100 index still in the green, and the small cap also up by 0.3% higher in trade. So that's where the focus is right now. You can also see PSU banks and the realty space also buzzing in the green, but rest of the sectors are all actually under pressure, be it the auto index, the IT index, the healthcare, the banking index. All of these indices are actually trending downwards at this point in time. Several of the stocks otherwise are in focus. So let's look at the top Nifty gainers, for example, to try and find out if there is a trend that's emerging on the Nifty gainers front. So we did see the Adani Group stocks, for example. They were buzzing in the early morning trading action after the GQG buying action emerged. So you can see Adani Ports now topping the charts of the Nifty gainers. It's 2.5% up in trade. You can see the Titan stock, Axis Bank, all of these stocks also up in the green at this point in time. Apart from this, several of the other stocks, including Britannia, Dr. Reddy's, Bajaj Finserv, Adani Enterprises, these are the stocks that are up by about half odd percent in the green space today. On the downside, however, as far as the Nifty losers are concerned, you will spot some weakness coming in on, say, Apollo Hospitals, Asian Paints, ITC, L&T, Power Grid. These are the stocks that are declining in trade. Especially Reliance Industries, that's creating some bit of pressure. So 2540 coming in on that one. Divis Laboratories is down by 1% as well. Well, let's welcome our guest on the show. Mr. Kranti Patini joins in, Director Research at Wealth Mill Securities. Welcome, Mr. Patini, and good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out. In the last 10-15 odd trading sessions, we've been seeing markets consolidating after we came very, very near to the 20,000 mark. That mark still remains elusive in the markets, but we are consolidating. The macros, the global setup, not very supportive at this point in time. How are you really looking at the markets currently, and what would be the correct approach to the current setup that you would advise investors?
Yes, Sakshi, good afternoon. Sakshi, yeah, you rightly mentioned that last 15 trading sessions, last fortnight, the markets are drifting down. They are in a complete consolidation phase. Of course, in fact, a fortnight back, we were thinking market is about to hit the all-time high levels. Market is going to witness the 20,000 levels. What we are witnessing is the global liquidity factors by the Federal Reserve and also different central banks across the globe, Bank of England. The stance towards the liquidity controlling as changing the global macroeconomic atmosphere slightly. So that had the impact on Indian markets, and Indian markets also from March low, markets have risen. The Nifty has risen more than 15% around the indices in the past uh, uh, 5-6 months. So this was the reason we can see some kind of consolidation that emerged on the Indian markets. This consolidation can long for some more weeks, but the long-term setup is in line, Sakshi. Nothing to worry. But one good thing for Indian market is whenever, because of the macro economic environment or geopolitical issues, whenever there is a drift and a consolidation in the Indian market, and people who taken the boldness and faith during this phase, they were rewarded richly in Indian markets. So if this consolidation is one more opportunity, definitely this consolidation and the ongoing correction on the market is a one more opportunity for the investors. Probably the long term trend is in line and intact. and these are the corrections and consolidations are a part and parcel of the ongoing bull market right now. So what we are going to witness in the market is every dip, investors in a staggered manner. Definitely, they can invest in Indian market, but right now what we can see is the beauty in these markets is we are witnessing a complete change in the leadership rotation. So uh, if the large caps are in a drifting phase, in a consolidation phase, the mid and small caps are outperforming, and also we can see the leadership in the sectoral indices also keep on changing on a day-to-day basis. So so markets are in a secular bull run right now, but because of the global factors, we are witnessing a tinge of a consolidation. Of course, RBI monetary policy also one of the factor that made the market get into this kind of consolidation phase in India.
Okay, some of the pockets are really buzzing, not really bothering about what the benchmark indices are doing at this point in time. Case in point, the PSU defense space that's been on a run in the last few trading sessions. Of course, the entire defense pack has been buzzing from a long time, and we've discussed this a number of times. But two or three stocks, particularly, that have had a spectacular run in the last two or three trading sessions. Let's talk about Garden Reach Ship Builders as well. Cochin Shipyard, Mazicon Dock, these are the stocks that have been on a run, especially when we talk about the kind of move that we've seen, about a 42% surge for Garden Reach in just the last three odd trading sessions. Cochin Shipyard right now up by 9 odd percent. Yesterday it was up about 16.5% as well. So we are seeing about a 30% kind of a move just coming in on the last 2 days itself. What is really fueling fire in these defense stocks, and what should one really do after this kind of a strong move has come up now?
Yes, actually, the defense stocks are unstoppable. In fact, they have been rallying from quite a long time. Of course, here and there, somewhere, we're getting some kind of consolidations. And on your channel, many times we discussed on these stocks, and we kept on advocating investors any dip in the defense stocks, what you named. It's a very good opportunity for the investors for a longer term perspective. If you ask me, what is prompting these stocks to be in a sustainable rally? The reason is clear cut. There is a clear cut order book that has emerged for these stocks, and also the execution was the critical for these PSU companies to execute the orders. In and as on date, the order book execution is in line, and the margins also pretty good for these companies, and also the monitoring from the government of India and pushing these companies to deliver on the timelines also, uh, 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 enabling these companies to meet their revenue targets in the medium to long term. So that's where the focus of defense companies is coming back. And Sakshi, one need to also take into cognizance these stocks are very underworn by the institutional investors. So right now, some kind of focus is coming back with respect to institutions are concerned, given the kind of size and liquidity in these counters, and also the order book deliverance and earnings visibility. That is the key reason causing these companies to rise. But the long-term prospects are intact. I can say they are not in the bubble range kind of situation. The valuations still on a longer-term basis, they are fairly valued at this point of time. In fact, any I educate again, any consolidation in these stocks and also any correction in these stocks from these valuations, it is a very good decent opportunity for the long-term investors to accumulate stocks in the defense space. And apart from the PSU stocks, there are also the supply chain. The entire supply chain in the defense industry has been buzzing, and there are other opportunities also emerging in this defense supply chain uh, as a defense as a sector is concerned, Sakshi.
Right. Mr. Patine, if you could also list out two or three names from this entire space that you believe that despite this kind of a run up, even now investors can actually look at, or maybe the stocks that have not had such a rally but are now poised to do that kind of a run up now.
Yeah, most of the stocks have been rallying, Sakshi. And in fact, what we are witnessing is when we are interacting with many kind of construction and other engineering companies, when we interact with them, And when we ask them what kind of forcible opportunities, where are the sectors, other sectors you are exploring, they're coming back to defense. So some other companies which are not in the defense till date, they have been exploring opportunities to get into the defense industry at this point of time. But for a nominal, the retail investors are concerned sticks to the large cap stocks right now, because still there is some kind of value is still there. HAL and stocks like Cochin Shipyard and Mazgam Dockyard, Garden Reach. These stocks have had a fair rally, and they have very good order book. So any dip in these kind of names, okay, it's a very good entry opportunity for the investors. HAL for a longer term perspective, probably on a staggered manner, investors can start accumulating this stock on a system under systematic stock approach. They can buy the stock on a regular basis, but given the kind of long term developments that are taking place in defense and aviation space is concerned in India.
Okay. One stock that's been buzzing, let's drift away from the defense pack. Consumer durable sector is the top moving sector in today's trading action. Lots of stocks here that are moving. I want to highlight Bata here, the footwear major. That's suddenly shown a spike of almost 5.5–6%. The street is abuzz with some kind of news flow coming in from various news reports suggesting that perhaps Bata is likely to do a tie-up with Adidas for the Indian market. The stock right now at the day's high level for show at 1738, 90 rupees up in trade right now. Have you heard of any confirmation on this news? And if this news gets confirmed from the company going forward, any clarification, what would it mean? And right now for Bata, what kind of thought process do you have?
Yeah, but I have a wonderful franchisee. I am not confirming the news here because it is speculative in nature at this point of time. We need to wait for the company's confirmation for the tie-up with Adidas is concerned going ahead. But with respect to the fundamentals of the business is concerned, they have developed a wonderful franchisee network in the past 3–4 quarters, and the reach of Bata has been emerged one of the stronger note. So Indian consumer sector, the discretionary discretionary spending is concerned, the disposable incomes of the people have been going up, and Bata has been uh, developing the new products, the high margin business. So if the Adidas tie-up is coming, okay, it's going to add further muzzle for Bata in terms of their margins, and also the the global brand is concerned. Majorly, Bata is not that much covered with respect to the sports uh, footwear is concerned. So that will be adding one more advantage for Bata going ahead. So we need to wait and watch how things are going to pan out. But fundamentals are concerned. Okay, Bata is a decent stock to held in one's portfolio.
Okay, understood that. Mr. Padini, any other pocket that you believe at this point in time one must definitely keep on their radar in the markets? Just like how we were discussing, the benchmark indices are right now taking a breather. They are consolidating. So perhaps, like you also pointed out, a focus on select stocks and sectors is what investors must have. Which are the pockets that you are keeping an eye out on now and you believe that, are now poised for a run-up?
The first and foremost sector at this time, Sakshi, one is the space is concerned, and construction also space is concerned. There are decent valuation stocks are available at this point of time. The stocks which are in uh, infra, that is BOT kind of companies, the construction companies and infra focused companies, uh, they are, they have been posting decent numbers, and also we can see some kind of improvement in terms of their corporate governance, and the valuations also attractive at this point of time relatively compared with the other sectors. And also there is a lot of emphasis has been given with respect to electric vehicles are concerned. But between electric vehicles and IC, that is combustion engines, okay, there is a segment that is called the CNG segment. And right now, a lot of OEMs have been uh, much focused on CNG also. They have not ignored the CNG segment. The CNG segment is coming back in India. So the stocks which are in terms of manufacturing the CNG and the gas and cylinders, this is the space one can see the opportunities at this point of time, and the OEMs also have been posting the higher numbers in terms of the CNG focused vehicles are concerned. So some
Mhm.
kind of opportunities are emerging in this space also going ahead.
Okay. Another company that's been buzzing from the consumer durable space is Amber Enterprises, 7% up in trade right now. Do you track this company and what would you fathom in terms of the stock move right now?
And the stock was under a consolidation zone, Sakshi. And as the news, more focus has been coming back with respect to the Indian manufacturing and the domestic manufacturing, and India has been main focused with respect to the manufacturing hub is concerned, both in terms of the consumer durables and also right now India is the second largest mobile producer in the world. That is a phenomenal thing. Of course, Amber is more into consumer segment white goods is concerned. So the stock was under consolidation, and what we are witnessing some kind of buying interest that emerged in the stock, starting from the range of 2000 range. There is a very good buying interest that we are witnessing in Amber, and recent government announcements also fueling the stocks like Amber Enterprises, and also one need to keep in mind apart from Amber, the Dixon Technologies also has been buzzing in the recent past. We can see some kind of HNI and institutional interest that's emerging with respect to Amber and Dixon Technologies are concerned, mainly from the government focus towards uh, the domestic manufacturing is concerned.
Okay, I understood that. Well, many thanks, Mr. Bedini, for being with us on the show and discussing all these stocks that are buzzing the most in trade and the strategies that you've recommended here to all the investors right here. Always a pleasure having you with us on
Thanks,
BTTV.
actually, always.
Let's revisit the markets as of now, drifting lower even now. So 19,343 as we cross the halfway mark of the trading session. The markets at the lowest point of the day at 65,107 currently for the Sensex. So you can see declines further deepening, 0.6% of a fall for both the benchmark indices, and you can actually see most of the sectors really coming under pressure, supports not coming in from the heavyweight counters, banking space, Reliance Industries, all of them are under pressure, and therefore the markets are sulking on the surface level. Below that, of course, some pockets that are still moving higher, the broader markets, mid and small caps, the consumer durable space as well, PSU banks, realty, these are the sectors that are still buzzing in trade. We'll continue to watch out for what's buzzing in the markets for you. So you should stay tuned on to Business Today TV, but also get ready for our special series, that's Market Masters, where market gurus reveal their investment strategies for a winning portfolio. So join us coming Monday, that's 21st of August, with Nilesh Shah, Managing Director, Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company, to get his market insights and in-depth market analysis. You can also send us your queries to us on this number, that is 730-308-0488. Questions will also be taken live on this edition.
Hello and welcome to Tech Today. I'm your host Ayush Elava.